I was discussing with a client this morning, and we were going through this concept of like getting your act together, feeling like I have to get my act together, and I have to be projecting that I'm organized. I have to be projecting that I'm perfect. Like I need to have everything organized, everything done perfectly. And if I had my act together, and if everything was done perfectly, then things would be easier. Everything would be easier, everything would be just smoother, and there would be no problems, there would be no hiccups. And it's so crazy that we have these intense expectations and standards for ourselves. And when you look back, it's like, it's a huge judgment on judging yourself now for not having your act together. But you go back and you're like, okay, well, where does this even come from? Like, where did this ideal, this like huge illusion that you had to be absolutely perfect, where did that come from? That it was necessary for you to have this status, or at least project to the world that you had everything together. You didn't have messy receipts, and you didn't have messy a sock drawer, and you didn't have messy toys everywhere, and you had your house clean immaculately. Meanwhile, you're still living in the house and people are still using things. So like, where did all that come from? Because the judgments are so strong, and you end up feeling so shitty about yourself, thinking that you can't match this ideal perfection. So when you go into it and you look, where did this come from? And you go back and you look through, you scan through, and maybe you come up with a time when, a grandma or something said something to you like, you got to be proper like a woman, you got to be proper like a girl. And when you think back of it, like, why did they say that? They said that because back then your worth, your value was connected to that, was connected to how you portrayed yourself, was connected to how you looked, how you acted, what you said. And now we know more than ever, your worth is not based on outside projections. You are worthy no matter what. And it was all something that was taught and primed into you so that you could be safe, so that you could have a good life, so that all those things. But it's not true. And it's almost impossible to keep up this act of perfection. So the goal is non-judgment. It's get into your heart and start having this non-judgment about yourself, and having this bigger heart of forgiveness and compassion towards yourself, and start to letting that go. That's where we go with this. It's the only way out. It's the only way out.